Hello there, survivors, and welcome back to another video in ARK Survival Ascended. Today we're taking a look at some of the bases that have been built over the past few weeks, months on my community cluster. If you didn't know, I've got a free to join community cluster. All the information you need to join is on my Discord, which is linked down below, and we tend to have build competitions for every map that gets released, and sometimes in between I give people the opportunity to sign up for a build challenge as well to show off their bases. So in today's videos, we'll take a look at some of these bases, from very cool modern bases to people just getting started to giant breeding facilities. We'll see a bit of everything today. And of course, if you enjoy seeing these videos as inspiration maybe for your next project, make sure to like the video and of course subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We've all been there on the beach as a bob, starting our adventures in ARK and building ourselves a house. Well, this is taking a beach bob hut to the next level in modern glory with a really cool main building bungalow with some cool thatch roofs, as well as plenty of luxury with swimming pools, nice buildings for the tames, the getchas and everything. So let's dive in and take a proper look at this, because this is looking really cool. It's located on the center, right opposite of the blue obelisk, so right over here. So proper beach bob territory, but this is looking magnificent. This is luxury for a bob for sure. So we have some cool docking areas. We have, of course, access to the water levels if you want to hop into the water. We have an amazingly cool looking pool here with some very nice and clear water, some really cool activities, some sunbeds out here. Loving the look of this. Definitely looks like a tropical paradise. And then we have a very clean aesthetic for the main building. But before we hop in to the main build, let's check it out around the place, because there's a lot more to see. We got lots of these lovely walkways. We got a giant monkey in the back as well. Lovely little details around here too to explore. We have some less lovely details like the big bio grinder, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Then of course more access to the beach and water levels, so you can easily get to your water tames, as well as some lovely getcha facilities out here. Look at these getchas living in luxury, these really nice roomy garages built to the side, and yeah, just very nice and clean aesthetics are definitely the key here. Looking very cool. Some greenery, of course, to have that pop of color around. And I think then this is another one of these Getcha's farms that's looking really cool. Definitely very nice. The Getcha houses, very nice indeed. Very cool icons, and we got a very cool looking snow owl that kind of matches the modern vibe of the bio grinder. We actually have right beneath the giant monkey, we have the teleporter to arrive here with a nice platform and a little walkway made out of rocks down into the base. And then we have this lovely walkway with some nice greenery on both sides. We got plenty of things going on. The residence, very nice. Look at these little details everywhere as well. And we have a very cool looking greenhouse out here. Robot is sleeping. They're always sleeping, I feel like, when I do tours. But yeah, very cool little greenhouse. Very nice. And yeah, I mean, the whole aesthetic, the whole place is just, well, let's ignore that aesthetic. I don't think that's part of it. But we got a monkey playhouse, I think. More monkeys, more greenery, and even the monkeys are living in luxury in here. They've got like a whole monkey playhouse with hay and everything. I love this. This is amazing. This is great. Yeah, this is awesome. All right, and then we've got some tames lined up here as well, and we have one more of these garages, which is looking really cool. Out here we have a nice pen for some Fasola suches. Nicely lined up. Looking very cool indeed. And yeah, all interconnected, all looking very, very cool, modern, clean vibes. But of course, we've got the main building to check out, the main luxurious bungalow with the thatch roofs, and we got some really cool vibes. I like the combination of the thatch with the modern look. Definitely is a really cool vibe here. We got some dermises and some nice JVH gardening here to enter the build with. And then looks like we have the main storage room out here using visual storage that we have, all the crafting stations, etc. right over here. So this definitely is like the workshop area. And then we go into the main living room with cool custom art on the walls. Very nice, clean decorations all the way around. Lovely little bit of green in here as well to bring that extra vibrance to life. And we've got a nice hallway here, stairs to the next level, and a lovely kitchen out here as well. So we got some nice menus on the walls. Lovely kitchen going on here in general. And then this goes back out to the dock area. And I think there's also like a secret little teleporter somewhere. There we go, to a secret basement with some more storage and vaults and everything. Let me help you, you know, let's close your secret vault in case someone else finds this place. But yeah, there we go. We can go into the main building. We can go upstairs. Lovely windows so we can enjoy our views. We got some dogs here as well. Very nice. Yeah, I love the clean modern aesthetic, and there's some really cool art on the walls, some custom made art, some custom signs. I mean, look at all this nice office room over here. We've got a nice little look down into the first layer. Then we got some balconies as well, so you can get around the whole place. Look at all this, man. This is living in luxury for sure. Look at all this. We can go all the way around the entire build, easily walking around. I always love this. This is really convenient, so you can basically still get everywhere. But let's go back to where we started this so that we don't skip anything. We got some lovely hallways continuing here. And then we have a very cool bedroom over here. Very nice designs, like the interiors as well. They are amazing. They're looking really, really cool. Some outfits, again, really clean aesthetics everywhere. Yeah, this is great. Lovely little bathroom here. Utilizing all the different mods we have available, and probably plenty of... Yes, that's what I need. That's what I need in all my houses, everywhere, on every wall. A nice little shark painting. That's what I want. But yeah, lovely bathroom. This is again the whole balcony going round. So yeah, this place is amazing. It's lovely. Really, really nice. So yeah, overall, this definitely takes the Beach Bob meaning to a new level, because this is living in glorious luxury and a very cool base. We're back here on the center for another base. This one looking very cool here, right on the beach. And I believe there's also a ruin right behind the main building. So definitely interested in checking this out and seeing what we've got. Looks like we've got some sort of water pen here on the beach. I'm not sure how deep this is. Well, deep enough, I suppose, for some of the creatures, for sure. There we go. We got a bunch of them around here. A very cool wall design as well, at least trying to, you know, go for something that looks a little cooler than just having some random gates around. Also really like these walkways. Feels very tropical, of course, using the thatch. Very, very, very cool. And then we have the main building right here too, which looks really cool. Kind of Mediterranean vibes I get from this. Looking very... very fun, and a lot of greenery. JVH being utilized here to really bring it all to life, and a lot of the clinger structures with this stone, the rustic stone from the mod, which looks really good. We got a little garden right in front. We have a little pool here as well, and we have just a bunch of cool looking builds all around it. Let's go and see where we should start walking around. I think we'll just drop down here and we'll take a look. I can already see a cat inside, but yeah, I really like the vibe of this place. Feels right along with the landscape, all the plants around. Of course, this guy just woke up. I hope I didn't do that. But yeah, we got a whole garden out here. Very overgrown, very jungly for sure. Look at all the details though. I think this is a little bit of storage out here. Looks like we have a little cozy greenhouse. It's not really a greenhouse, but it feels like it would be one. At least there's a lot of the plants here, the JVA stations, as well as the Easter feeding troughs, which are quite cool, of course. Looking very nice, very cozy out here. Got a little gazebo here as well. Some plants in the middle with a nice turtle hanging out there. I love using dinos as decorations. Looks like there's a little dino pen there too. And this is then the ruin all the way at the back, all the way here. And we have lots of plants, definitely going for that overgrown vibe. I'm guessing this is kind of going further into the ruin. Let's bring in a bit more light because, oh, look at this. Nice little garden in here as well. Love the vibes. Feels a little bit more oriental back here, actually. Very cool. Loving all this. And then this, I guess, is going back up into the main ruin. There's a lot of space back here. Little water pool here. That's pretty cool. Loving this. Like, this is such a tropical base. It's really cool. And I think this is now all the way to the back of this cliff. I think this is partly ruined, some of it. And then, of course, obviously it's built around it to make it even grander. But this is really cool part of the base as well. Some lovely views here of the surroundings, matching the aesthetic of the main temple or the main structure, the ruins there, quite well, actually. So this should bring us back into the ruin part, and there's definitely some really cool vibes along here. Look at this. It's such a cool integration. I mean, I love a good ruin base always, and this definitely works very well. We can go back down here. I think this will lead us back into the garden. Should be a little bit lighter here. It was a little bit late in the day, but yeah, there we go. Lots more light here so we can actually properly see all of this. So yeah, you have these ruins and then this gateway which we just went through. We got little stables out here as well. A little bit of storage right next to it. And then I think this is like a little bit of a dino pen in here. Yeah, looking cool. Some dino storage. And then up here, we got some more workspaces. Very cool. And I think there's also a little bit of a balcony here. You know, lots of trees though, lots of plants. That's the turtle. Let's do a quick little loop around that we can see a little bit more. We have the little greenhouse over there, looking absolutely lovely, actually. It's a really cool place. And then we have the main building. That was the other gate where we just were. We got these walkways. Let's take a quick little peek at it again now that we can see a little bit more clearly. Yeah, look at that. It's such a cool build. It's very Mediterranean, or at least that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from it. It looks really cool. Let's go check this out because all the other builds or the whole garden area around it is really cool. Can't imagine that this main build will be any different. So let's go. Where should we go in? There's so much to see. There's a little... Oh, look at this. Little dodo farm here. Lovely little porch area. Loving that. Loving that as well. Oops, I've been found. I've been found once again. There we go. We're going to go inside. Check out this base. Oh, I love the decorations in here. Loving this. Lovely kitchen area here. The living room with all the cats. There we go. Look at this. Beautiful view here as well. Over the beach and the water. Very nice with the big windows. Love that. Really like that. And then I think... Oh. Ooh, there's a little basement. Oh, there's it's a very dark basement. I don't know what's going on here. Let's go a little dark penguin gambling room down there. And we got some dark dark dungeons out here. I don't know how much you will be able to see on the video, but we also have a locked dungeon door. It's too dark, too dangerous to go in there. Let's close the doors. Let's go back up into the living quarters. But yeah, really cool base so far. So this is access to the little pool area. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that's the little pool. Very cool, very cool. And then I would assume there is much more to see if we go upstairs. So we have another layer here. Look at how cozy this is. Oh, so nice. So nice. So we have some more rooms here. A little bathroom. Access to a little balcony around the side. We can walk all the way around. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this is really lovely, actually. I love this build. It's a very cool, cozy, unique style. There we go. So we're back into this main room. I think there might be some more rooms here. So little bedroom over here. Very cozy. And I think this is going back into this. Oh no, this is a different balcony. A big balcony here as well to enjoy the views over the sea again. Very, very cool. And then there's more layers yet to come. Nice skylight here as well, letting in plenty of light. And we can continue. We have another lovely little balcony overlooking the main garden area towards the ruins, which is quite cool. And then we have a lovely balcony area here again to enjoy the views and the sunshine. And then we have another layer here, a little bit more of the practical survival stuff that you need in any base. So a little bit of the crafting station, storage, and it looks like there's another balcony here, which is actually big enough for a flyer as well. Lovely owl griffin parked up here. Yeah, very cool base. Really like the look of this. And yeah, this is awesome. I love this. This feels like a very pretty base, but still very practical with the different crafting and storage areas, the little water pen up here, the gardens as well. You know, plenty of space for creatures, but just in a very nice aesthetic, completely built around and into these ruins, which is just so cool. Yeah, I love a good ruin build. And I mean, there's not a lot of work going into rebuilding the ruins on the center, but with everything around it, that is really taking it to the next level. It's so cool. Such a cool build. So we're here on the center taking a look at the next base, which looks like a very cool modern looking facility here with plenty of creatures around. See a grinder, so there's definitely some kibble being made or just some unwanted tames being discarded in some manner. But it does look like a really cool modern design using some of the, I think, the concrete custom cosmetics as well as some modern custom cosmetics by the look of it. But yeah, let's check it out. So we are here on the center. It's located right here on the map on a little island. And it does look like a pretty cool build. There does seem to be some tames just randomly standing around. I'm not sure if that was the intention, but hey, I'm here and I'm going to check it out, even though I could move them. But I don't know where they go. So, you know, it's fine. It looks like we have the main building over here, which looks really, really cool. Then we have a smaller version of that building down there. I think that might be some kind of greenhouse or something. We got a nice platform up there, which I think was meant for all the big crocs, but some of them seem to have slipped away. Maybe tried to attack something or whatever. And there's some other big creatures around. There's a big grinder there as well. So, you know, some things are being grinded, but let's check out some of these designs a little bit closer. This does look really, really cool. I love the Klinger's concrete custom cosmetic that's been used here, I think, and as well as this looks like one of the modern structures for sure. That looks quite cool. But we have a nice big platform here for the crocs. This is the S variant of the croc, but yeah, nice big platform with plenty of space. I think this is where most of the breeding is being done, but some of them have seemed to be like, well, we're gonna take off and maybe, well, they were on their way to go for a swim, I think, but they didn't quite completely get there. But some really cool looking crocs. and a nice platform for breeding. Then we have, well, the main building looks really cool. I love a circular build, and this one definitely has some really nice cool shapes to it. But we have the smaller version right over here, which seems to be some kind of greenhouse, probably to feed the getchers, and these look pretty nice. I guess this is the concrete custom cosmetic for the crop lot. That's actually really cool. Didn't even realize that it had one, but that looks very, very nice. Yeah, nice little greenhouse. I especially like these little water features along the side. So that's another custom cosmetics, I think wild water, which is quite cool. But yeah, it definitely adds a nice vibe to a place, having a little bit of basically a moat around the build. But yeah, there we go. We have the big structure here, big circular building. Always love those, and this one looks pretty damn cool. So let's go inside. So yeah, we have the outer circle for all of the storage, using the visual storage mod that we have on the cluster, as well as some of the AA structures of automated ARK. And yeah, this looks like a proper survival base. Plenty of storage and crafting all the way around. A big chicken sleeping, enjoying his peace, teleported to get around to all the other bases. Nice map. And of course you've got the central area to get some sunlight, fly in and out of the base, etc. Always a nice touch. Yeah, I love a circular base. This one seems to be quite efficient, and yeah, just something about the circle that is nice to look at, and yeah, works quite well. I think this is a really cool looking base. And there we see the snake. That's probably the problem of all these creatures being in random spots. It's been a while, but I'm back on Aberration, checking out a base here in the blue zone, right around here on the map, and it's looking quite cool. We've got a very modern looking base, as well as some terrariums, I've been told. So yeah, let's just go ahead and check that all out and see what he's been up to. It's still a work in progress, I've been told as well, so I'm just gonna see what this is like. I think he might actually literally be working on the base as we speak. He's doing some more building, but that doesn't matter. We'll just, you know, sneak our way in and take a quick little look. So I've turned off bloom because otherwise, yeah, my PC goes crazy with the lights. So we'll just take a quick look at what they've been working on. It's looking quite cool already. I like the vibes out here. And the blue biome is definitely a good choice for Aberration. You definitely instantly get those Aberration vibes over here. I see a big terrarium over there right away. Then the big glass base in the middle. And yeah, I'm guessing there's more of these little gardeny terrarium areas. This is quite a cool feature. I like these beams sticking out. They look quite nice. Very nice textures overall as well. And I think the trees are also a custom cosmetic, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, this is very nicely integrated into like the landscape itself. And we got some amazing views here over this lake here. Very, very cool. We got the main base all the way around. Some nice trees. Some nice features. Again, these beams are looking quite nice. I like those features. Looks very modern. Like it's a little open air garage, but it works quite well for a modern theme. And then we got the glass wall, so you can still, you know, enjoy the views outside of your base or see the threats coming, I suppose. And there we go. There's someone home. Someone found me. And there we go. We got lovely little garden areas. I love that. Playing around with all the little details. Creating these little terrariums. I love this. This is really cool. Lovely little garden. And then I think we have a bigger terrarium going on over here. The doors are still locked though. There we go. I've made my way in to the terrarium. There's a little goat hanging out here, which is quite cool. Looks like it's just like a really cool little area here with, I'm guessing, is a bunch of JVH to create like a cool little scene. And I love the look of this. The light coming in through the windows and everything is very, very nice in here. This looks really, really cool. Oh, it might actually be those lights as well. Yeah, that's very clever. Yeah, this is a really beautiful little area. I love that. I love that. All right, well, we've snuck in there to take a look. Yeah, I like that. That's very beautiful. It looks like a very nice, peaceful compound inside the walls. Outside the walls, not so much, because when I arrived here, there was already an alpha trying to make its way in. So, yeah, definitely lots happening. So, creatures nicely lined up here. Looking very good. And then all your crafting stuff right on the other side. Very cool open design here. There is a second layer. I guess that's still being worked on. Just taking a quick little peek and got all the creatures lined up. Oh my god, these floors are insane. Oh god, there we go. We got a little bar area as well to enjoy. A little kitchen. Look at this. This is super cozy. Very, very nice. Yeah, and I love a good modern base with big windows. This is really looking quite nice. Works very well. And I love all the terrarium, the nature. Bringing that back in with the modern vibe, I feel like it's just a really nice touch. Look at this little guy hanging out. Look at that. Yeah, so this, I guess, is still being worked on. Oh no, there's a bat trying to annoy out here. Go away. No one likes you. Don't attack these lovely, friendly vibes over here. There we go. We got a little bit of decoration here. The bedroom has already been made. And again, really cool views from here. Quite nice design as well with the nice shape. So there's one wall going straight up. And then we have some roof coming down, which creates a really cool, unique shape. That's very cool. Very, very nice indeed. There we go. The big entrances, of course. I think this might be ISR because this is definitely not the normal shape these have. But yeah, this is a really cool one. I love this design. Yeah, look at this. So we got the one shape going this way, which is quite cool. And then we have this part going the opposite direction, which really creates a nice, interesting shape there. And I mean, there's still a lot of room that needs to be worked on, obviously, but it is a really cool base. I love this terrarium. This terrarium is really, really awesome. Really nice vibes. This little corner as well, actually, with the little healing plant there, you know. Really peaceful. I like how peaceful this feels, even though we're in a relatively hostile area. This feels so friendly and so peaceful. It's quite relaxing, actually, you know? Completely forgotten about all the dangers I might face here. I didn't even bring a light pet. I just showed up, you know? I just arrived here. But this is really, really cool. So the next base is another very modern looking base. I've been told that it's still a work in progress, that I'm mostly supposed to look at the inside. So let's go ahead, jump right in and jump right to the inside of the build, but it's definitely looking like it's going to be a very cool modern base. I can already see a little bit of the garden areas and stuff like that. So let's hop over here because we are welcome, and let's see what it looks like on the inside. We got a nice little entryway with, I mean, always love seeing a little dermis, and we have this little pond feature here, and then we'll go straight on because there's a bar here. Why not? A bar is always a good thing to have in your home, and I love this. You can take our holiday pictures over here. Looking very, very cool. And then, oh my lord, we have a DJ Great White Shark. Love that. Love that. Should come here more often. Is that one of mine? That could be one of mine. That's exactly the color scheme I have. Anyway, this looks great. This is my favorite place by far, of course. There's sharks here. Let's see what else there is. Got a nice little room over here with some games to play. Drum set as well. Look at all that. And then I guess this goes to the back porch, but that's not really done yet. Although there's so much potential here because you have that little pond in the backyard as well. So yeah, definitely lots of potential there once the base is completely done. For now, though, let's head over to the other side of the base, which I think is going to be a little bit more of the survival base. This is where you have the big entryway, have a little bit of storage and crafting here. This is also going to lead you to the backyard, but here on the side, this is, I think, yeah, where the main survival base is. I really love these features for the cryopods or the cryo fridges in there. They look really, really cool, as well as a big skylight to let in some natural light, of course. And this is where we have a bunch of the storage and crafting stations, everything you need, looking very, very cool and modern, and a nice big window so we can enjoy our views of the surroundings as well. And then I think we have this pad to go up to the big balcony. That is definitely big enough to park some flies up here, as well as there is a staircase here to the side in case you do want to walk just right up to the next layer. And let's check this out. Got a lovely kitchen over here. Very, very nice. Love the look of that. And we got some more cozy decorations out here. Lovely little dining table. I think this is a custom made aquarium with some cosmetics, and then using some dermises in there to utilize some creatures. I love the little fishy. It looks so awesome. So being so tiny. Looks very friendly almost. And another cool skylight again to bring in plenty of light here to the build. Then we got this hallway with nice windows and nice statues and views of both the backyard and the front yard. Always nice. And a nice red carpet. And then over here we have, I'm guessing, another living room with a little bit of a chibi collection here. Very, very nice. And lovely little living room to hang out in. And ooh, a little cool PC gaming setup over here as well as I think this is some custom made cupboards. I think so, at least. I think this is like pillars and quarter pieces. I think so. Looking very, very nice. We've got another room, or a little balcony actually, over here to the side to enjoy the views around the place. Very, very nice. Lovely little balcony with yeah, good height here to enjoy the views all around you. And then all the way over here, I think we have the bedroom itself. So yeah, we have another really cool cupboard here, looking very cool, as well as the bedroom itself. Very, very nice. And I'm guessing there's going to be a little toilet bathroom even. Let's go. With a functioning shower. Very, very cool. Little bath. Wash your hands. Toilet. Everything is included. We got it all. We got it all. Looking very, very cool. And then this is... oh, we can go back to the party. Straight from the bedroom to the party. Who doesn't want to do that? That is awesome. Really cool base. Can't wait to see it completed. The next base here on the trails is in a familiar spot, as I'm building my Greek town here as well, but there's a nice looking base on the little island group north of the volcano island. And there we go. This is a quite nice looking base out here with different wings and different layers to it by the looks of it. And yeah, let's check it out. There's some gigas ready to protect this place. So let's take a better look and yeah, see what there is to see. We see some statues right away. That is always pretty cool way to welcome. And yeah, really cool paint scheme going on here with the red and black. And I can see some statues on the top, some gargoyles going on. So definitely some really interesting skins being utilized, as well as the Yamisa skin for the teleporter is always a good touch. So let's see what the base is like on the inside. Look at this. This is really cool. I'm guessing this is glass. I didn't see that from the outside, so I guess that they might have changed the ASR settings to be like see-through on the inside and not see-through on the outside, which is a clever way of doing it. And then we have a lovely crafting room over here. Some storage by the looks of it. Looking very cool and cozy. Bringing a little bit of the nature vibes as well. With a little indoor garden. Always love to see a little bit of greenery. And then this is one of the exits or entrances to the side using the dwarven cosmetics. Very, very cool. We got more of these glass walls. Yeah, let's check this out actually, because these glass walls are definitely not see-through on the outside. So yeah, there's some textures here, but nothing there. So I think this might be ASR. I don't know if it could be cosmetic, I suppose, but I haven't really heard about cosmetics that can do that, but maybe, I don't know. There we go. Let's see. I think there's more back here. Yeah, a little platform with a bunch of storage, looking nice. These dwarven cosmetics are always good, and got a nice little workplace right around the back of the base here with visual storage being utilized, and then a nice ship here at the back too with the Astraeus vibes, as well as a little bit of water walkway. So I assume there might be a pen here as well, maybe. That looks like it would be a pen. Yeah, there we go. There's a Mosasaurus here, a Paleomosa. Very, very cool. A little sneak peek ahead of what else there is still to see. But yeah, this is a really cool entrance to a water pen. Very convenient. And we've got the unloading here as well with the visual storage. So actually, let's go back in here so that we don't miss anything. So yeah, this was the central hall and entrance. Then we have more connections here, which is, I guess, back to, yeah, that storage area where we just were. We've got a big entrance here into the greenhouse, looking very cool. Again, bringing those nature vibes in, having all of these little greenhouse things growing, plants around here, bringing in the greenery, some statues around, really cool. I love this. I love this. I need to do more greenhouses. I'm starting to realize it's really cool. I always love it when I'm in a greenhouse. There we go. Look at all these, and a little bit of the storage here as well, utilizing probably everything that is related to this. Very, very cool. Very cozy. What's this? This looks very cool. Probably some kind of cosmetic, but yeah, this is nice. That's very cool. All right, let's get back into the base, but I love this greenhouse. It's very cool. Yeah, lots of light, lots of greenery. Both things I like in a base. We got a very random little bit under the stairs with a random bike. I definitely think that's a cosmetic, because I don't think we have bikes normally on the server. We got a little outhouse here as well. There we go. Very nice. Most important room, of course. So yeah, that brings us over there. Let's first check out this whole area before I start losing my way and forgetting things. There seems to be some creatures around here. Some nice breeding facility and storage for the creatures, as well as some more big boys right out here as well. Nice Karcher standing here. Looking very cool. And this is also how you could get back to the water ocean pond, which is quite nice and convenient. And then there is a platform here, which I'm guessing is an easy way to get up to the next layer, which then has a bunch of rooms. Look at this. Nice little room to enjoy the view. We have a little bedroom out here. Look at this. Very cozy. Very, very, very cozy indeed. And then we can go back over here. More. This is where I came in. Okay. I'm gonna get confused here really quickly. But yeah, we have a little bathroom here. It's just a bucket to wash yourself, but I guess that works. A little bit of a desk here as well. There we go. And then it continues over here, which I guess is like the main part here. Yeah, there we go. This is where the big staircase goes up as well. So we got a very nice big room here to enjoy. And then we have some more storage, a little kitchen area here. Very nice and cozy. Almost wouldn't recognize it, but I think this is a Mesa, but then painted with like some darker hues, which is actually really cool. I actually prefer that, I think, to the normal look. There we go. We got a little bit of a storage cupboard up here. We have a little bit of a doorway here as well for another little hidden storage room back here. Very, very cool. And then we have two more big gates here, which I'm guessing, yeah, there's a big balcony in front, easy for your flyers to be parked. A little barbecue on the balcony as well. Very, very, very cool. And then we have this room, I think we haven't been to yet. Yeah, more storage over here. Everything neatly organized into dedicated storage, as well as some more decorative storage around. Very, very cool. I think that might be it. I'm not sure. Let's check. But I think that might be it. I don't think there was anything above this layer. No, there's nothing above this layer. There we go. Very cool base. I love the paint scheme on this one. The red and the black hues, as well as the darker Amisa. That looks really, really cool. Yeah, makes for a really cool big mansion out here on this island. And the next base is another modern, futuristic looking base on one of the pillars there on the center, looking quite cool and unique. And there seems to be some bigger cliff platforms, as well as the main base right on the top of one of these spikes. So yeah, look at that. We've got this little fortress on the top of the spike, as well as some of these bigger platforms down here, which, I mean, it's quite a unique and cool base location. Definitely looks very, very nice, using some of the, I think, quantum custom cosmetics mostly, but again, I could be wrong. It's hard to know all of these custom cosmetics by heart, but I definitely recognize some of the quantum structures at least. So let's go down here, which seems to be a nice big breeding platform. And in case you're wondering, this is on the center, located right here on the map, which seems to be quite a cool spot. Especially using these platforms works quite well, I think. Got a decent amount of space, of course, with a large cliff platform snapped right on top of one of these spikes, and then got some of these really cool details around. I'm guessing this is where normally a lot of breeding is happening, judging by all these boxes that are around here from the Dino Depot mod. And there's some Spinos right there as well. Looks really, really cool. Quite nice facility out here. And then we have a nice hanging bridge from this platform over to the next one, which is, I think, going to lead us into the main base. So there's another platform right here attached to the side of this big spike, and there seems to be another decent amount of space over here. Some more chambers lined up as well. More of this big platform, and by the looks of it, a big elevator all the way up to the top. I'm not sure. Is it coming down? It might be coming down. Yeah, I think it's coming down. Let's wait and let's go into proper way. But yeah, this is quite a convenient way, of course. You don't really need a lot of space if you make your own space by just using a few of these platforms, and you can live in maybe a spot that you wouldn't consider to be a big base spot. But it does seem like he does have a decent amount of space here. Oh yeah, it is still coming down. It just is going to take us a long time going up the proper way, I suppose. I'm probably gonna regret this by the end, but we'll see. You know, we can always just fly above the platform, I suppose. You know, kind of just let it follow us up there. There we go. It's all the way down now, so now we can take it all the way back up to the top. So we're just gonna fly, because that goes a lot quicker than waiting for that thing to arrive to where we need to be. And then I think this is where we end up. This is kind of the underbelly, I guess, of this fortress. So there's a decent amount of space here. I'm not sure if this would be utilized, but I guess you do have it available if you want it or you need it. But most importantly, there is a way from the elevator up into the actual base over here. And we got a bunch of storage all the way around, some funky futuristic looking lights and colors everywhere. Nice platforms here to work with, which include the main industrial forge, as well as a lot of the storage here to the side, which I assume is because this is easily reachable with flyers and dropping off stuff. And oh my god, look at all this. We got some really cool outfits here with the dermises standing tall. We actually got some of the gathering tames right here lined up, ready to be picked up and utilized for all the gatherings. So I really love the way this is utilizing all the space on the outside as well as part of the storage. And then we have a little greenhouse here on the side with water included, and a poop factory as well. Quite clever here. More storage around the entire outside all the way through. Then we have a nice little spot to hang out here. Very, very cool, with a hot tub included and everything. And then let's go back inside because there's definitely a lot here as well. Got some pantries with more storage down here. Lots of crafting and storage everywhere on this floor. Looks like some kind of sci-fi center here though, with a lot of the crafting structures that you might need. Looking very cool with all these futuristic skins over them. And then we got some more dermises and taming gears. These look quite cool, these armors. Very, very nice. Visual storage being represented as well, and a nice sorting system for creatures going on here too. That is quite cool. Got a Theri and an RG around here. These crystals coming back everywhere, that's quite fancy as well. That looks really cool. Love the lights that, you know, this is kind of more the natural thing, and then it really matches with all the glowy textures from the rest of the futuristic feeling base. And then we have another layer with even more dino depots to keep everything sorted out here. We got a tribe table, I guess, with some people discussing their plans for the island, I suppose. Lots of little creatures around everywhere with some cool breeding projects, I assume. Looking very nice and organized for sure. And then we have another way to go up to another layer of the build. Again, the crystal coming back in here. That's another way down. And then this is reaching the outside again. Some really trippy space-like structures here for some of the artifacts. Oh my god, inside it's even more trippy. We're in outer space now, that's for sure. And then we have, it looks like a garage, but I don't think it is a garage. Is it a garage? I don't think so. I think it's just something built himself for his quets, which seems to be like some kind of fighter jet. Looks quite cool, especially with these skins going on top of it. Looks very, very nice. And then we have another little building here to the side, which might be this actual logout spot in the base. Looks like, you know, a nice little room. We got a lovely balcony out here with a cool view and a little desk to work from as well. Looks very, very nice. Let's close the door again, and then we have some more space to walk around. Looks like we got a big grinder up here as well, so he could, you know, get some easy kibble going too. And yeah, then there is the rest of this tower. I don't think there's a way to get up there, but there is more of the trippy space, which is quite cool. So yeah, let's just check just to be sure. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else, but yeah, this is a really cool, unique, futuristic base, and definitely a clever way to create your own space, because normally this wouldn't probably be a spot that you would think you would have enough space to do all of this, but he's definitely managing. Of course, it helps with the Dino Depot mod and stuff that we have, that you don't need as much space for breeding projects. So yeah, that is a very cool futuristic base. Then we have a very cozy looking build here on Astraios in the beautiful autumn biome next to a little lake, and it looks really, really nice. So here we are. If you're wondering, it's located right here on the map, and it's next to this lovely little lake, but more importantly, it is in the beautiful autumn biome, and it's looking very, very nice. I think there's been some landscaping right next to this pond as well, with some JVH landscaping, adding some of these extra plants in, I assume. And then we have a lovely base going on over here with very nice decor. Some extra trees have been added as well, I think, some cosmetic trees, as well as some of these lovely little hangout spots in the forest to really utilize, you know, the atmosphere here. And yeah, again, very cozy vibes going on here, looking absolutely lovely. And then there seems to be like a few buildings connected to each other, so let's enter one of these, the main building, I assume. And we have a lovely base with a nice big window here overlooking that lake, which is of course absolutely gorgeous. And then we have this little building to the side with some crafting capabilities, as well as just a lovely little dome. Very peaceful vibes. I love the wood and mixture of the Astraeus skins because it has a nice contrast, right? You have got these lovely, soft, warm tones of the Astraeus structures, and then the wood a little bit more dark, just to get that really cool contrast. And then with these, I think some of this is clingers, really works well together. And then we can go over here. We have a lot of these lovely little greenery bits that have been added, and then all the way over here we have another little room to the side with a lot of plants as well. We have some rooftop access apparently, and another nice lovely little dome. There's some little dillos hanging out here, as well as this very cool looking shiny one. That is very, very cool. Yeah, very nice and cozy, you know, just a little table to hang out, relax, and chill with the dilos. And let's see what is in the rest of the base, because so far it looks very, very cozy. So yeah, this leads to the outside again, but I do see there's a forge right here, so smelting can be done. There's some crafting stations along the outside as well. Definitely utilizing JVH very well in this base. And let's see what else is upstairs. So we have a lovely cozy little bedroom with a nice little pyromane. Something is being attacked over here. Well, whatever it was, it is already... Oh, nope. It's still there. There's a Fenrir attacking. But yeah, we have some dino balls in here. And yeah, just a very nice cozy vibe for the bedroom with an open balcony kind of feeling. And we have some more. There's a little bit of... plants in the way. I guess there's just some lights up here. I don't think there's actually anything else to be found here, unless there's some secrets. I don't think there is. So yeah, I guess that's just an extra little room. Let's see if anything's still being attacked here, because wouldn't like anything to die on my watch. But I think whatever the Fenrir was doing, he's run away. He might have just ran into the fire, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, this is a very nice, cozy little build. We got Wolf here just running around, going crazy. Not sure what it's after. But yeah, everything should be good now. Nothing going on. Yeah, we have a lovely garden out here on this side that we didn't check out yet. But yeah, very cozy. Nice, cozy little base. And yeah, I love it with this lovely little lake, little pond right next door. Very peaceful. The next one is an absolutely massive base with big breeding pens and, well, just several big builds all the way around to check out. But it definitely is looking very, very nice here in the Redwood of Astraeus. So yeah, this is quite a big base. Some builds I think we've already seen early on. I think this was the original starter base that I visited back when we first started playing Astraeus. But this is the location. So it's like central on the original first island of the map. And there's quite a few buildings here. There's a massive breeding base right there. Then actually you might recognize this villa. That's a recent build I did, which has been integrated here with different skins, looking very, very cool for sure. And then we have some more buildings all the way around everywhere. So let's start with this small one in the corner quickly before we make our way around to all the other buildings. So I kind of forgot what each building was, but we'll find out quickly. I'm guessing this is a tech farm, judging by all the tech parasols and the bio grinder right beneath it. So I guess this is a nice and easy way to farm all those materials in a nice little modern base or building right here off to the side. And there's a bunch of poor parasols lined up here ready for slaughter, or I guess the babies are ready for slaughter. There seems one lucky survivor, or the remains of one that have been sacrificed, but it's neatly worked away in the building, so you won't expect a thing of the cruelty going on the inside. I must say, I do like the way this base is skinned. I did it with a lot of concrete, of course, but Yeah, I do like the white aesthetic. Not gonna lie, that was one of the things I wanted to do first of all, but then I was like, no, let's change it up a little bit. Let's go for something else than just the black and white that I usually go for. But yeah, both ways are definitely a good way to go. And this kind of shows how you can easily quite change the look just by skinning it in a different way to your preferences and really make it your own. Then we have another build right off here to the side with a lovely little balcony right here to enjoy this lovely lake life. And there seems to be a little platform down below here, maybe to help with the water tames that are also going on in this big lake. But we have a nice big building to check out on the inside. Very nice and modern architecture here with some lovely decorations, making it feel like a proper cozy home for sure. There we go, looking very nice. Big kitchen over here as well. Some nice table areas. Oh, we got some more rooms. We got a lovely bathroom here to the side. Nicely decorated. I think most of the decorations are from the RR Home Deco mod. And then we got a lovely little bedroom over here as well. Looking very, very nice indeed. And then we actually have the main entrance, I'm guessing. And yeah, it's quite a simple build, but it looks really cool. And some really nice interior design. Love these seahorses as well, used as like kind of statues with the dermises. Yeah, very nice build. And then we have another build right over here, a bunch of creatures around of course as well. But yeah, this build is another one because I think there's 4 builds that were entered. So I'm guessing we're not counting the starter base that we saw earlier on in a different video. And I'm guessing this one, of course, because it is based on one of my designs, although it does look really cool over here as well on the lake. That's probably a safe bet, actually, building it on a lake, so you always have enough space to work with. But we do have another really cool modern looking build over here with a nice main entrance. So I'm gonna guess this is maybe like a shop or another breeding facility. We got some really cool creatures out here, looking very nice. That's a cosmetic, I think, because that is not a normal creature. I was like, I don't even know what these creatures are. I thought I knew a little bit about ARK by this point, but no, maybe not. There's quite a few creatures out here. Oh, there's a downstairs as well with even more creatures. Oh, this might be a shiny display. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I think these might be shinies, judging by the dough that's on fire and this hologram. So this might be a shiny museum or some kind of display, because of course those are nice trophies to showcase. So let's go up and see what's over here. I guess this is the rooftop. Some really cool cosmetics here as well. I don't really know all of these. That's the difficult thing about cosmetics. You know, it's hard to keep track of what people are using exactly. But we have a nice rooftop here with some wyverns, and then also a lovely little more rustic feeling building with some more tames up here. I'm gonna still assume that most of these will be shinies, but yeah, another lovely little build up here. Kind of breaks things up with a little bit more of a rustic vibe on the top at least. And then the final one is the big breeding base over here, which looks absolutely enormous, which I'm guessing is needed for a lot of the breeding projects. So we see dreadnoughts out here, we have wyverns, we have little buildings up here. Is there actually anything in there? Oh, that's just the way inside. Well, I guess we could take this way in. So some very nice interiors design going on here still. There's a big pool. I was expecting this just to be a breeding pen, but maybe it's a little bit more than that apparently. Oh god, there's a lot of different rooms here. Okay, so there's some fertilizing going on there. What's going on over here? Some more fertilizing over there. And we have a wyvern. So I guess this wasn't really the breeding part yet. This was just like an entrance hallway. And I'm guessing then this might be breeding. Well, there's a cloning facility at least. But yeah, this seems like the main breeding facility, or at least the main dino pen for sure, because there's a lot going on in here. A lot of different creatures, all different sorts of Rexes, some horses, some Dretmare, Deinonychus, spiders. Oh, it is filled to the brim up here. We got Gigas, we got Phoenix, Pyromanes, Gatchas, you name it. It's here. We got RGs, Yeeling, Direwolf, Thylers, Fenrir, more horses. So yeah, this definitely looks like a big breeding facility. We got some iguanas nicely lined up everywhere. Yeah, this definitely feels like breeding. There's so much space here, different layers to it all. Big main room, I guess, to be used. And then we got some more quarters hidden below for fertilizer. There's a lot of fertilizing being made out here, but yeah, this looks quite cool, doesn't it? I guess this is what you need if you do a lot of breeding. I've never done that much breeding. There we go. And I guess it's because of the landscaping that the layers are a little bit strange in some places, because there's a big rock height difference between the landscape. But yeah, this is a really cool big breeding facility, and a very nice base, very big base, to be fair. Very big base, but it looks pretty cool. We're back on the island on one of these rock formations of the coast on the right side of the map, and we have a rather big looking base here, so let's dive right into it. So this is a relatively new addition to the server, and we can see a very practical base. I think there's some water pen action going on in here, possibly. I mean, there's water in there. I don't know if it's deep enough, but it's definitely walled off, so... Well, maybe it's not deep enough. maybe not a lot of water action goes on. Although, I guess, no, you could maybe get away with some water action in here. But more importantly, there is a save area here using the Castlecraft structure skins, I think. Looking quite cool. And we have all these different pathways going around. I'm not quite sure what would be the best place to start, but we're going to start right over here because there's a nice little owl friend parked right next to the gate, and then we have these lovely little walkways. So yeah, we do have a little water area here as well. You could definitely do some water action in here for sure. This is rather deep and big enough for, well, not the biggest creatures obviously, but smaller creatures should be fine in here. And then we got some really cool like walkways all the way around, and some nice views over here. Integrated into this, well, rather tricky location, of course. But we have a nice inner courtyard here, many platforms we will get to. So yeah, very nice use of the space around the rock formations and all these walkways and little details with these crystals from JVH. This looks like the main little base entrance, and then we got some gadgets going on here. And of course, the entire outer wall looking very nice. Combination of the Castlecraft structures by the looks of it, and some steampunk gates as well. Very, very nice. So let's get into what I suppose is like the main building. Although there is also a big forge down here too. Let's take this all the way up. And then we have bright lights, but we also have a little room for the dinos in here, so decent amount of space. And we have some more walkways to get out over to another platform which has some getchas, you know, producing gear, etc. And then we have another walkway going up, staircase going up to the next layer, which houses some more creatures in here. Definitely utilizing every bit of space. More of the survival base in here as well, and I would guess that this will connect us, yes, to the other platform. So we have a nice hanging bridge to the next platform with what's looking like the main storage as well There's some nice big windows, little walkway out front as well, and more of these castle craft structures, I believe. And a little bit of clinger in there, I think. Looking very, very cool. And a nice spot to park a flyer as well. You know, utilizing every bit of space. If you utilize a spot like this, which is a little bit more tricky, of course, to build in, I think this is a really good way to give yourself as much room as possible. We have the stairs going all the way up to the next platform, which is another big dome. So definitely a nice amount of space in here. We've got some creatures in here. Actually on wandering as well, bringing some life to the place. More gachas. And a nice greenhouse by the looks of it as well. So yeah, utilizing every little bit of space there. And then we can continue over here. I think this might be towards the final cliff platform right up here. Again, nice walkway all the way around. And we have a nice room in here, which I'm going to assume might be like the final living quarters. We at least have a little kitchen going on. Right here, a little pantry. Some decorations. A nice little lounge with some cats, you know, hanging out. And then I'm guessing there's going to be a bedroom up here. Yes, there we go. And we have a little bathroom. I think this is still early game, but, you know, this is very nice. And utilizing a rather tricky spot to work with. But yeah, there's a lot of space in this base, utilizing this rock formation. With the cliff platforms, you of course can get away with quite a lot. And yeah, quite a cool base. And next up here on the island, we have a massive breeding base. It's looking very colorful once again. Plenty of green and blues around the place. But yeah, it's a big hangar which is used for breeding. And I think that is pretty clear right away. Because, I mean, we see a cloning chamber right there. And a big main hall, which I can assume is going to be full of creatures. So yeah, let's dive right into it. It is on the island. It is located right over here on this hill. And yeah, I'm curious to see what we will find out. But yeah, once again, there's a strong color theme going on. Some people might like that. Some people might not. But I do like this purplish hue. That's really nice. And of course, the cyan. I mean, always like a bit of cyan. But let's check out what is inside, because it looks like there's quite a few things going on here. We have this little showcase room with a lot of outfits as well as chibis. Looks like the whole Easter event is present here. I kind of missed that, to be honest. But yeah, there's a lot of cool chibis around being displayed, as well as some of the cool outfits. Very, very nice. And then this will take us into what looks like kind of the main storage room and crafting hall by the looks of it. And it's all still on theme, which is quite cool to see. Got a nice little storage system in the floor. All the crafting stations that you might need. And then we can actually continue our way right up here into the main hangar hall. Like, this is a big place, as you can clearly see. We got a lot of space in here, judging by the fact that even this card shop looks to be easily fitting inside. We got some Spinos going on over there. We got some Rexes in this corner there. We have a bunch of Stegos and Megatheriums and Therizzinos. There's owls, there's pterodons, there's everything. Yeah, this is a big breeding hall for sure. And all the facilities that you might expect to see. And yeah, a nice amount of light still coming in, which I always like, with otherwise it can be quite hard to light up these bigger places. Looks like there's some creatures here to the side, as well as some cryo storage, and of course the big cloning chamber here, as well as the grinder to make some kibbles or just get rid of some creatures you don't need. And yeah, very big, very nice facility. Definitely plenty of space in here to do all the things you need. And then this is connecting back to the crafting room. So yeah, interconnected as well. Very cool. I would assume for breeders. I don't do a lot of breeding, obviously. But I think for breeders, this would be quite useful, having a place this big and, you know, just plenty of space to use. Looks like we have a small greenhouse to the side here as well. Let's check that out. There we go. Very nice little cozy greenhouse out here, growing some plants. Very, very cool. Yeah, I like this base. And I would assume for breeding, it's going to be quite useful with all of this space. And actually, this is a really cool location. I'm going to assume that usually this is completely covered in trees, so you might not think this to be a great spot. But actually, it looks to be at least relatively flat-ish, like a nice hill on the top, which is good for building. And actually some really cool layers. This would actually not be a bad place to build at all. Like this is quite cool. All right, we have another base here on Estrellas, another one that just recently got started, but there's already quite a few things here, as well as taking full advantage of these ferries pathways that we've added to the cluster, which instantly makes connecting different buildings way more cozy than it normally is. So that definitely is already doing a lot here. So if you're wondering, it's located right over here on the maps on the edge of Corinthos, the first original island of this map. So yeah, let's check it out. There's quite a few little buildings, as well as unfortunately some big walls, but I get why people are doing it, but it is the bane of my existence. I hate them with a passion, but I do forgive you for using it, because I mean, it's a dangerous wall out there, and if you just want to build in peace, sometimes this is the only way. But we have a little cabin here for poker and brew, so why not get started with that? But why is no one unlocking the doors? If I'm coming by, you can't invite me and then not unlock your doors. Gonna have to do some break-ins again. There we go, we're breaking in, and well, yeah, it is actually poker and brews. Exactly what the list said it would be. The little sign was correct. So yeah, I'm going to be a floating shock, because I now assume that most of these doors are going to be locked. So we are going to do professional break-ins and take a look at this lovely cozy greenhouse. I love this. I love the Klinger different crop plots, because it makes for so much more dynamic farming. You have all this ones and the bigger ones, the more traditional ones, I suppose, but you even have them for out in the open field, so it looks like a proper farm field, so you can really do some cool things with that. Berries, so I'm assuming there's another greenhouse over here growing some more plants, as well as some shit to get everything really growing. Look at this lovely little greenhouse using all these Klinger rustic structures. We'll slowly hover above the path up to the next building, but there we go. We got some wood, cactus, and flowers. Let's see. So more greenhouse everywhere. This is a greenhouse base, so I'm just gonna slowly float around to just visit all of these locations. We got windmills going on. We've got some creatures around as well. We got the owl mill. There we go. Travel station. Very, very nice. And this looks like it might be the main base, so let's check that out. Right over here we got the main crafting hall by the looks of it, as well as storage. Got some of our resource gatherers around as well, looking very, very nice. And then we can go up over here. We got some gachas. Oh damn, we have a lot of gachas. Don't they get sad, or is this far enough apart? I don't know. I'm not very good at ARK. You would be surprised, I know, but we got some lovely owls as well, all inside this build. And then we have the next layer for some more breeding. So yeah, there's a lot of breeding going on in this base. I wouldn't have expected that necessarily, but yeah, there's a lot of room here. And then we have the top layer, little bedroom. Ooh, daily favorites. Ooh, so yeah, lovely base. Quite good for just a couple weeks on the cluster. Being busy for sure. I love the little paths connecting everything, and I think all the trees have been manually placed as well. So definitely going for those cozy little vibes, you know, with having the plants and the pathways around everywhere. Really nice. I mean, look at the little details. Plants are always awesome, you know. It's always a good addition. Very, very nice. Can't wait to see what this grows into, but this is a really good start. And there we go. That was it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video or stream. For now, goodbye.